How goes it? There's never anybody here at the beginning. So, but I have to start talking because I'm going to put the recording up on YouTube after this. Yes. So, hello Instagram, hello TikTok. I have you both going at the same time. Please drop me who you are, where you're from, why you're joining today, what are you doing? I am going to be cooking you some own recipes. So I am actually doing cooking for myself. And so I am bringing you along for part of the journey. So I have, hello, I want to say hi to everybody. South Georgia, love it. I used to live in the Atlanta area and actually am a bulldog. Got my master's degree from the University of Georgia. So Georgia is like a big part of my life and my heart. Anna Marie in Vancouver, Washington. Hello. I love this. I love so I have this like setup where I have you both on at the same time. So we're gonna be doing cooking live. Did any of you do meal prep? Are you meal prepping today on Sunday? Am I entertaining you while you're meal prepping? Or we have a lot of folks that we've done surveys over the course of the last couple years and found that a lot of people make their meal plans or shopping lists on Friday, shop Saturday or Sunday, do their meal prep on Sunday. We have Cynthia from North Carolina joining us. Thank you for joining us. What kind of meal prep, if any, do you do? We're gonna be doing some meal prep today. I have done a few things already. Thank you for those of you who are liking and sharing this. I would love for you to share it with somebody who needs easy meal prep. The best suited people for this are the people in your life who never have time to cook but actually have mouths to feed, or they don't really enjoy cooking. That's who is geared for. I enjoy cooking when I enjoy cooking, but most of life does not allow that to happen on the daily. So I created once a month meals because I wanted to make meals ahead so that I would have them. So I make them when I feel like cooking, like today, so that I have them when I don't feel like cooking, which is every other day this month. So I particularly my family looks like mostly me. I have two kiddos that are with me 50% of the time, but they don't tend to eat these meals. They have their own regimen of meals that they eat. So this allows me to eat what I want, when I want, and yes, maybe prepare stuff for them separately. In addition, we used to be a family of 4, and I used to do this cooking for 4 of us. So you're gonna see me make single serving of these recipes, but you can easily, with once a month system, make these for a family of 4, 6, 8, whatever you want, because you can scale the once a month meal system to as many or as little people are in your family. Jay Nabel, hey, I prepped already today. Awesome. What did you prep? I love being inspired. I'm single and enjoy cooking, but during the week I work a lot of hours, so I prep for lunches. Yes, that's exactly what I do. It's lunches and dinners. And I make single serving containers. So I tend to about once every other month make about 20 to 30 single serving meals, and I complete them. So one of the recipes that was doing with this cook day that I shopped for, I cooked that night after I got home from the grocery because I was hungry and I needed dinner. And so I actually doubled the double because I was at Costco and I got the meat at Costco. And so I ended up with my dinner for that night plus 13 other freezer meals. And I tend to, and you're gonna see me do this with one of the meals we're talking about today. But this is what I do. I get these containers. We have them in our Amazon store, which is linked in our bio if you want to purchase them through there, but you can get them anywhere. And this is a 2-cup portion and this is a 1-cup portion, and I made beef stroganoff. So I cooked the pasta, I made the beef stroganoff, and then I put just frozen veggies from the freezer section in the sides. You can do lots of different things. You're gonna see me do a paleo chicken recipe. Even though I'm not paleo, And you can tell I'm not paleo because the side I have chosen is a rice side. And so we are going to make on camera today paleo mango chicken with a side of Instant Pot coconut rice. And so that's going to be a pairing. And then there's also a soup I'm making. I'm making a corn chowder soup. So there's 3 recipes that we're doing for a total of, and we'll see how many meals we get, but that's what you're sticking around for. I'll probably be on camera for at least an hour from start to finish because I'm going to make these meals with you. So I just want to give you a little glimpse of what once a month meals is and does, but let's get started getting some stuff cooking in so that I have some things that are going to cook while we talk and other things that we're going to prep. So, as you have questions, let me know. Are those containers oven and microwave proof? They are microwave proof. They are not oven proof. But I have used and do have glass containers like that as well. And you can get that. And I do believe the glass ones are linked in our store also. So lots of fun things that you can do with that. All right, with that said, I'm going to, if you have questions about once a month meals in the system, we will answer those once things get cooking, all right? So this is a paleo, this is a recommendation by a member. So there are 13,500 plus recipes in our database system. One of our followers, Angel, and if we're on TikTok, and Mindy, I don't know if you're on TikTok or not, but if you're on TikTok and can link to Angel's profile, I would love for you to follow Angel because not only is she a member, but she has a very positive, she's a poler, she's a pole dancer, a pole fitness dancer as well, and so she has some great, I love her content as well. So anyway, Angel is trying to get to 1,000 followers and I want to help her do that. So, and Angel, if you're here, you're welcome to tag yourself. But I'm gonna find it and make sure that she's tagged. She's also on Instagram. But anyway, I put out a video the other day that said, hey, is anybody here watching a member of OHM? And I asked, I'm gonna take a minute because let's see, can I comment? How do I comment? Sorry, Instagram, give me just a second. If she's not in the middle of a class, I think this is her. I think that's her, but I'm not sure. I'll look it up. But I'm using both my phones, so I can't look it over now. Anyway, she's a member. She's been a member for a long time. She does a lot of cooking. She eats paleo. She recommended a whole bunch of, and actually if you go to either one of our feeds after this live, you can look and see what her favorite recipes are. One of the ones that she mentions was this paleo chicken. It's not cooked yet. So it gets marinated for at least 2 hours. I've actually marinated it overnight. I made up the marinade. And so it is ready to go in the oven. According to my once a month meals recipe instructions, and we can talk about this in just a minute because there is some method to this madness, it needs to bake at 350 for 30 minutes. So I have preheated the oven and I'm going to stick the first recipe in to get cooking. That recipe has the marinade is coconut milk, onion, green onion, jalapeno, ginger, garlic, thyme, red wine vinegar, maple syrup, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, salt and pepper, and lime juice. And it is going into the oven to bake, and then we are going to make a salsa for it. So it's a mango salsa. Take a deep breath. All right. In the once a month meal system, it is designed to help you make an efficient cooking day. For those of you who meal prep, have ever meal prepped before, actually, here's a good question. Have any of you worked in a restaurant? And even if you've been a server, a hostess, whatever. Especially if you have you worked in the kitchen of has anybody worked in the kitchen of a restaurant? Whether you have or not, when you work in the kitchen for a restaurant, when you walk in for the day, there is a list of things that need to be prepped in the quantities that need to be prepped and in the order they are best prepped in. The restaurant itself is down to a science and it's methodical because it happens all the time. That is what once a month meals is for the home chef. It is that methodical system. So based on the recipes you picked, you're going to make all of these recipes in one day. Well, you're going to need to know what to buy at the grocery store in the quantities that you need to buy it at the grocery store. So if it tells you that you need 3 onions today, and you're eventually going to chop those onions, I'm not going to tell you to go to the grocery store and buy 3 cups of diced onions. I'm going to tell you that you need 2 onions because that's how you purchase them in the grocery store. Then you're going to come home and then there's going to be a prep sheet. So this was my prep sheet for the recipes that I did. All the things that I need to chop and the quantities that I need to chop them. And I have already done that off camera before I got started, because the best way to set yourself up for these cooking days is to do the prep ahead of time. So that's where the efficiency comes. When I am making 30 single serving meals, if I was making these recipes each night, I would have to do this single prep, right? Well, all of these recipes used onions, all of these recipes used, like several of them used different ingredients. And so I'm gaining the efficiency of having prepped those all at once and not day by day. So there's one time gain. So I have done my prep or cheated and bought already prepped. I was like, I will buy cheated red onion. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just making it more efficient than it already was. At any rate, that's what Once Meals tells you to do. You don't have to plan it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to, it's like, basically, I don't even have to think about it. It just tells me what to do. And then it's going to give you the recipe cards scaled to the size that you wanted them scaled to. So however many servings you're doing. I put in 3 servings because Once a Month Meals always doubles everything, because why make 1 when you can make 2 and get the efficiency of it? But so that will yield me 3 times 2 is 6. It will yield me 6 of each of these recipes. So I'm looking for the recipe card for the recipe we're doing. There it is. So paleo marinated chicken. I chose the lunch version. The lunch version has me portioning it in single servings. If I had chose the dinner portion of this, I would have had the option to choose dump and go, which is just freeze it raw and cook it on the day that you're going to serve it. Or I would have chosen ready to eat, which means when you choose a ready to eat, it's packaged as a dinner. So assuming more than one person is eating it, that's a family style. And ready to eat means that I'm cooking it on my prep day so that it's ready to eat on the day that I want to eat it. So it's frozen, already cooked, and it just has to be defrosted or thawed. So multiple ways, multiple choices, so many filters in the Once a Month Meal system. If any of this interests you while we're talking, please remember that there is a free membership, no credit card needed, where you can go and explore the system, explore the database, explore the recipes, even build up to 3 custom meal plans with 5 recipes in them and see if this would potentially work for you before you commit to anything paid. So that's an option for any of you who this piques your interest. All right, so I have cooked the chicken, and now it says while the chicken is marinating, or cooking in this case, combine the mangoes, red onions, cilantro, and lime juice and set that salsa aside. But I'm gonna go ahead and even portion it up. So I'm gonna make the salsa. She's in a bowl you can see through. Again, actually, I I need to go grab something. So I bought pre-chunked mango. I do not like messing with mango. I do not like cutting mango. I do not mind paying a little extra for frozen mango. So that's what I did. So this recipe, based on the number of servings that I want to serve, calls for 2 cups of mango. Anybody have any questions? Things that they're doing? Things that they're interested in? Although I will say, because it's chunked, and I'm using mango for another recipe. So let me see how much I need there. All right. Pretty big chunks, so I might put a little bit more in. And again, you can add and adapt as much as you want. All right, so I need mango, I need lime juice, I need 4 tablespoons of lime juice. Again, I just get the concentrated lime juice to make things easy. Those of you who are just joining us, where are you joining us from? Have you done any meal prep today? Are you doing meal prep? Tablespoons lime juice, 2 2/3 tablespoons of cilantro, which I already chopped up, and then 2/3 cup of red onion. Texas and doing meal prep this upcoming weekend. Do you know what you're cooking? Do you make your own plans? What does that look like? Curious. All right, so this salsa is a mango, lime juice, cilantro, red onion. And because I'm doing it in single serving portions, I'm going to single serving. So I'm making these meals and freezing them, and the salsa gets put on top of it, cold, not heated. And so I am going to freeze the salsa separately from the actual cooked chicken, so that when I'm reheating the meal, the salsa is separate. So I'm gonna give this a mix, which is kind of funny because the mango's already frozen. But that's okay. And I'm not defrosting it just to refreeze it again. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to do that. So instead, I need to get 6 salsas out of this. I don't have 6 freezer pint bags, so I'm actually just going to use sandwich bags and then put it inside a freezer bag. Freezer bags are better for freezing food because it keeps the freezer burn away, and it's just sturdier. So I may have to use a gallon, but we want to divide these into 6ths. So I'm gonna do that. I'm happy to answer. It's for my parents this time, so no clue, but have been doing this for about 6 years and now with you all. Oh, I'm so glad. So what are some of your favorite recipes? And have you like, maybe, I love that. So basically, WK Wright, what is your first name? Because I love to use first names, is making meals for others. We love that. We have a whole initiative called Freeze It Forward, and it's a beautiful thing. In making single serving meals for, so you're talking about your parents. So maybe, I'm assuming you're either making single serving meals or like doing it for 1 and 2. It's such a gift to them. I saw this older couple shopping at the grocery store when I was shopping for these ingredients, and I was like, would they think I'm weird? I almost stopped them to ask them if I could make them some freezer meals, because I saw them at one point in the grocery store and they were the cutest thing. And then I saw them again in the freezer aisle in the single serving meal section. And all of those meals in your grocer's freezer have added preservatives and sodium and things like that to increase the shelf life. And so anything that you make at home is just so much better for you health-wise. And so kudos to you for doing that for your parents. That is a beautiful gift. And yeah, like it is. So yeah, you can use it for others. Have you sent them, like, do you know what kind of recipes they like? What kind of food they like to eat? We have somebody joining us from Kentucky. I'm in Ohio, so we're not too far away from each other. I guess the algorithm is like, you guys are like each other because you're in neighboring states. I'd love if you'd share 2 recipes that you've tried that you really like, even if you're not cooking them this week. All right, so I have 6. I'll divide the rest of these. So it just says to divide evenly among the freezer bags. That's because, like, every time it's a little bit different. So I'm just gonna eyeball this part and make sure that things get evenly distributed as best you can. So you're gonna see at the end that I'm just gonna keep this in a freezer bag on the side, and when I take out a single serving meal, I'll take one of these out to thaw while the meal is reheating. Or I'll put it on defrost in the microwave for a teensy weensy bit. All right. So for those of you who are just joining us, the paleo chicken is cooking in the oven. It has 17 minutes left. I am making the salsa for it, so the salsa packs for it. And then, actually, I probably should have put the Instant Pots going while I was doing this. Why don't I do that? Before I put these in the bag, I'm going to get one of the Instant Pots going here. I'm not sure how it's gonna go to put 2 Instant Pots on at the same time. So I'm gonna move these aside for just a moment and move on to the side dish that I am putting with the paleo mango chicken. It is a recipe that I have done quite a few times, actually. Instant Pot coconut rice with pineapple and pecans is really good. It's really, really good. It's a very Caribbean flavor to it. However, since I already have mango going on with the paleo mango chicken, I didn't want to change the flavor profile with pineapple. I know they go together. Don't worry, I know they do. But I was like, how about if I try it with mango this time instead of pineapple? So that's what I'm doing. It says, and I'm using my smaller Instant Pot for this. So the recipe tells me, let's read through the instructions because I have a habit of, getting ahead of myself and forgetting to put things in. Chicken Caesar salad. The one that's chicken salad. That sounds good. That sounds very good. Place the rice, water, and coconut milk in the Instant Pot. Lock the lid in place and seal the steam nozzle. Cook on high pressure for 3 minutes. Natural release the pressure for 10 minutes, then quickly release any remaining pressure. Stir in the pineapple, mango, salt and pepper. Let cool. Divide among the indicated number of freezer bags. Label and freeze. I'm going to put this in single serving containers. So it's 4 cups of white rice. I think I'm using a jasmine. I love some jasmine rice. I love me some jasmine rice. All right. And it's 4.5 cups of water. That is 2. And then it's 27 ounces of coconut milk, which I know is what's remaining in this can and this, because I had because the paleo chicken itself also uses coconut milk. All right, so 3 minutes it says. All right, so that one's going. So who's keeping track? Who knows what's cooking right now? Anybody know what's cooking? You've been around long enough to know what's already in the oven and in the Instant Pot? See a test. It's a test. Who knew you were going to be tested? Oh, I can smell that chicken cooking, sorry. I haven't been a member in a while, but one of my favorite was from, I think, a camping venue, breakfast burritos. Yum, Jennifer. I'll have to look those up. You should try back. Lots of things have changed, and current, including a much lower price than when you were there. All right, D. Sumpman. Yes. Winner chicken dinner. Yes, I have mango coconut. I have the coconut chicken with the mango salsa. The chicken's cooking, and then of course the rice that goes with it is also cooking. Yes. Also over here, Penny got it. Paleo chicken and coconut rice. Awesome, y'all. Make me happy. Thank you. Has anybody ever done one of these lives? It's fun. I could talk to myself all day. I mean, I do talk to myself all day, but it's nicer to talk to people. And when you know people are actually engaging and interacting, if you're around and would kindly give hearts or whatever the platform you are on likes for you to give, those are much appreciated, as that helps the platform share with other people. So we are moving on, while those two are cooking, to the last recipe that I'm doing, which is Instant Pot potato corn chowder. And I will portion all of these up as well at the end, so that you can kind of see, like, that's my favorite part, is the portioning and showing you all of these meals that I've made over the course of an hour. So it's really nice, and you can do it in an afternoon. You don't have to. I know we're called once a month meals, but very rarely do members do a whole month's worth, because we highly recommend the mini meal plans, like a 2-week meal plan, max 5 recipes when you're getting started. So yeah. All right. Instant Pot corn chowder. I'm going to place the potatoes, corn, onion, vegetable broth, and salt in the Instant Pot. I am going to lock the lid and seal it, and I'm going to cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes. I'm going to do a quick release of the pressure, remove some of the hot liquid, and mix it with cornstarch, and then I'm going to add it back to the pot. I'm going to saute it and add half and half and cheese, and let it cool. And then I'm going to divide it among the indicated containers that are needed. So, all right, I have already, because my prep list said to do potatoes, when I chop my potatoes, I always put them straight into water. Does anybody know why I put my potatoes straight into water? Who already knows this trick and uses it? I'm gonna dump the water out. You didn't know you were coming to school today, did you? Evie says to remove starch. Not so much, actually, but I'm sure it does. Potatoes, 2 2/3 cup corn, frozen corn. Oh man, that chicken is smelling delicious. Vegetable, 4 cups of vegetable broth. It's nice as I don't have to measure it because this is 4 cups. And even if this wasn't 4 cups, I would probably be using all of it because this is just a soup. And so the extra liquid is just going to create more soup, not less soup. And since I'm going to need a ladle later, I'm just gonna make sure. I'm making sure that the potatoes are in the water so that they're gonna, and salt. Penny got it. Remove starch, keep them from turning brown. Susan and Penny, absolutely. That's it. To keep them from turning brown. So when you're prepping and it's on your prep list, I have a cap hanging from me. Let's see. What you can do is put them in water so that they don't brown. And I do it immediately to keep them. And they can stay in the refrigerator like that for a couple days. It also helps when freezing. When you're freezing a recipe with raw potatoes in it at once a month meals, we're always going to tell you to put it at those potatoes at the bottom. And we always want to make sure that there's liquid enough to cover those potatoes. Otherwise, when you take them out of the freezer, they will be brown and gross and you won't feel like eating them. All right, this is going to go in the pressure cooker for 10 minutes. Now, I have never in this apartment tried to do 2 Instant Pots going at the same time in my kitchen and the oven. So I hope I don't blow a fuse, but we'll see. All right, we have 5 minutes left on the paleo chicken before it's done and out. Everything's cooking. So this is what we call passive cooking time. In once a month meal system, it will also tell you not just these recipes, but efficiency order. So if I was doing these all in one day, it would tell me the order of operations that gets me the most efficiency on my cooking day. So I'm doing 4 recipes, maybe you're doing 5. You have 5 recipes, you're cooking them all at once, and there is an algorithm that we have built into the software so that it gives you the maximum efficiencies for your meal prep day. We don't want you to be in the kitchen. We want you to know what the max order is. So there are what we call active cooking times and non-active cooking times. So what the system does is while you have something passive, inactively cooking, so baking in the oven, it will tell you to move on to something else. So if I had done this, all 4 recipes in one day, I would have started with the tangy beef stroganoff, getting the meat cooked. I would have then marinated the mango chicken and put it in the refrigerator. Then I would have put the Instant Pot coconut rice on to cook. And then I would have put the Instant Pot corn chowder on to cook. And then I would have waited for the coconut rice and potato chowder and stirred in the second level of stuff. Then I'm going to freeze those, and then I was going to stove cook the beef stroganoff. So it gives me the exact order so that I'm making the most of this inactive time. Since I don't have any other recipes to do, I can make the most of this inactive time by just talking to you. So this is, now I can get these mango portions together. All right, this is a great inactive time for me to entertain questions. Do you have questions about either the ohm system or freezer cooking or meal prep strategies, or I don't know, what questions do you have? I created Once a Month Meals 14 years ago to make meals and share. Like, I was making meals in preparation for my baby, so that I had meals in the freezer and didn't have to make me dinner daily. And all of my friends wanted to know how to do it. And so Once a Month Meals was born from that. My sharing with them meal plans that I was cooking, and it has just grown from there into software that we built in order to make this an accessible way of meal prepping for everybody. Because it is totally doable, and it has really saved my sanity. Those of you who have been members in the past or are members now, like, what does it say? Like, because you do OHM, does it save you time? Does it save you money? Like, what has it allowed you to do in your life? Or why do you do it? Meal prep strategies, getting things ready ahead of time on Sunday for the entire week. Would you like me to talk about meal prep strategies? Is that what you're prompting me? Well, my first strategy is to go get an OHM membership and start out with a free one and see if it can meal prep, because it will save you having to calculate your grocery list. It'll give you some things to really prep and to supplement and have on hand. I also love that because, that's what I tend to do. And because I do this, I don't have to do it every week. So I'm going to make, you could do it 2 weeks at a time and rotate through the meals and all of that good stuff. So strategies are, and also use ingredients. So the less ingredients that you have to chop, or the more ingredients that you use. The other method is, you don't have to necessarily do all of your cooking in one day. You could do it over a course of days. So maybe you're getting started with Once a Month Meals and you pick a 5 recipe meal plan, and you do one of those recipes each night, putting the extras away in the freezer. You've just given yourself a whole nother week's worth of meals. Now you may say, Tricia, I don't want to eat the same meals next week as I ate this week. I get it. So then next week, do the same thing with 5 different meals, and now you can rotate, right? You have a 2-week rotation of meals, or you could make more of those. There's just so many ways that you can mix and match and make it your own. I'm gonna put this in front of you and check the temperature of the meat, but feel free to keep asking questions or specific strategies you want to know, And those of you who are in the comments or watching, if you want to share some of your tips and tricks for meal prep, I'm happy to mention those too. What is it that you struggle with when it comes to meal prep? Like I think that's important for me to know. What is your Achilles heel when it comes to meal prep? Now, based on the comments on our website, I knew this wasn't going to look pretty, but it definitely smells delicious. Oh yeah, definitely done. All right. Definitely done. This is a brilliant meat thermometer. In fact, one of our other staff members was using it on camera and talking about it, and I went and purchased it, and it's again in our store. It's Kizzen. It goes off when you shut it. It's pretty immediate. It's very accurate. Love it. Love, love, love. So, this, because I'm putting this in the freezer and I want it to cool rapidly, I am going to go ahead and portion the chicken out in the main container and then put the rice in the separate container. And that will allow the chicken to start rapidly cooling for prep for the freezer. This is a good time to mention freezer burn. A lot of times people tell me that they're not interested in freezer cooking because of freezer burn. Well, freezer burn happens when you put hot steaming food. So if I'm guessing, I also use tenders instead of chicken thighs for this recipe. Of course, chicken thighs would probably be less expensive, but I do not like chicken thigh meat. And so I use chicken tenderloins. And I find they're easier to reheat as well. So if I went ahead and put this on, you can see like all that steam is coming up. Well, what happens is that steam is going to crystallize on top of that lid and become freezer burn and condensation. So the trick to having less freezer burn in situations is to let it cool completely where there's none of that steam coming off of it before you even think about putting it in the freezer. A lot of times if I have multiple meals and I need it to cool down quickly, I will also even consider putting them in the refrigerator for a while. But again, it's very easy to prevent freezer burn by just taking a few extra patient steps to allow your meal to cool before putting it in the freezer. Questions, comments, concerns? What's nice is when the rice is done, it'll go right in here to cool as well. So I should get at least 6 of these, and I want one of them for dinner. Like, how do I want to do this? Do I want to put more chicken? Oh, where did I put it? I'm just gonna put all of this chicken in this last one for me for dinner. So yeah. I don't think I'm gonna put that in with it. It's hot. Oh goodness. What are some of your favorite meals to make when you're meal prepping? Like if you're gonna meal prep, what are you meal prepping? All right. You want some meal ideas? Lots of them at Once a Month Meals. There's only 13,500 recipes in the database. I'm so sorry that there's not too many. This is one of them. This is actually a recipe I have never tried. It's paleo chicken. This salsa is going to be, this mango salsa is going to be served over it to kind of give it a tasty. And then I am pairing it with Instant Pot coconut rice. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get these in the freezer before they completely thaw. Quick meal ideas. Lots of quick meal ideas. In fact, doing a dump and go meal plan at Once a Month Meals is like the quickest in a matter of hours. It's dump and go means that you're going to you are going to make all the recipes up in the raw, and then you're just going to cook them on the cooking day. We highly recommend Instant Pot and slow cooker, specifically Instant Pot recipes. Do you guys have an Instant Pot? The brilliant part about an Instant Pot, and I have one going back here. If I change the camera a little bit, you can probably see it. Instant Pot, you can put the meal in frozen. We can't say that with any other thing. I know some of you, I know we often hear people putting their frozen meals in the slow cooker frozen. We won't tell the food police on you, but technically that's in the danger zone of 40 to 140 for too long. Meaning, it's staying, like, it's not advised to put a frozen meal in your slow cooker frozen. It's suggested to thaw it in the refrigerator first. So, here's the difference. So I froze this chicken taco soup not too long ago. This is for a family of 4. I froze it in a gallon freezer bag. I will need to thaw this out before I put it in the slow cooker. Then and this is an example of a dump and go recipe. So this recipe, I just dumped all the ingredients into it and froze it, and then it's going to get cooked on the day that I want to serve it. I also froze it, give me 2 seconds. All right, maybe 60 seconds. I also cooked it or froze it in the round. This frozen goes straight into the Instant Pot, and I don't have to thaw it. I don't have to thaw it because as the Instant Pot is coming to pressure, it is melting it, and it is not going to stay in the danger zone. It can go from frozen to on your table in most cases in 30 to 60 minutes, from increased pressure to cooking to ready to serve. That's what's amazing about freezer cooking in the Instant Pot. If you want the easiest, quickest way to go, dump and go freezer meals that go in your Instant Pot can't be beat, because that is maximum efficiency in your life. So you have soccer practice, you have baseball practice, you have another meeting that ran late, you can put that on and have it ready for when you get home from the frozen. The other reason I love freezer meals to the Instant Pot is the fact that I don't have to remember to thaw things, because I don't know how many times you've forgotten to thaw things. I am notorious for that. But also, I don't have to choose what I feel like eating until the moment I feel like eating it. Oh, what do I feel like eating for dinner tonight? Chicken taco soup sounds good. I'll take that out and put it in the Instant Pot. and then dinner's ready in an hour. So I just need to know an hour in advance instead of a couple days in advance what I want to have for dinner that night. Baked veggies with garlic powder and herbs. That's one of your favorites. Noted. How much is the subscription and how does it work? Do you send a meal plan every week? Great question, Mila. Making sure, what is your first name? I love using people's first names. Okay, how much of it is a subscription? First and foremost, there is a free membership for you to at least explore. We want you, I would prefer that you go start a free membership before you consider a paid membership. Here's why. I want you to know and feel confident that there's enough recipes in our database that your family will like, that you resonate with, that sound good to you, because you cannot add your own recipes to the database. There are too many there's too much micro data associated with each recipe, and each of these recipes have been tested, all 13,500 recipes have been tested by normal cooks in their own kitchens to make sure that they are tasty, that they freeze well, and that they come out well, and that they are pretty easy to do. So that database is full of 13,500 recipes that all have they all have nutrition information for them. So there's also lots of filters. Like we have a lot of clients, a lot of members who have allergies. They have food things. Maybe you're diabetic or you're type 2 or you're pre-diabetic. There's a diabetic friendly, there's keto, there's paleo, there's everything. But I want you to be confident that that is going to work for you, that there are recipes in the database that are going to work for you. And you even have the ability to create a few smaller meal plans. You won't be able to get the printed resources unless you pay. And then the payment is either you can choose monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Monthly is $15, quarterly is $40, and yearly is $150. So very affordable, and we guarantee you, there's not like a money back guarantee, but I guarantee you will save the cost of your membership in either grocery and food waste cost saved or time saved not having to worry about dinner. We recently had somebody who signed up for a monthly membership, and then they came in and said, how do I change to yearly? Because now that I've done this, I can't live without this. And so those are our favorites. Like, again, we want you to use it. And it's like a gym membership, almost like a gym membership. If you don't use it, it's no good. You have to be invested in your own health, in your own meal prep, and you have to do the cooking. It's, like the membership doesn't make the meals for you. You have to be willing to put in the work yourself. So it's like buying membership to a gym. You got to use it in order to get the benefits of it. But once you do, we promise you won't go back. So yes, and we went down in cost last June. We dropped the price to be more affordable, and we cut some things back on our end in order to make it more affordable, because we want it to be affordable for you. And we know with confidence that you will say, if you do this, at least, even if you just made 2 weeks worth of meals for the month, each month, you would save the $15, both in time and, yeah. Great question. Thank you for allowing me to ask. Is there combined, like diabetic, oh, I love this question, Penny. Is there combined, like diabetic and heart healthy recipes? Yes, yes, and yes. You can put as many filters on it. If you're gluten-free, diabetic friendly, with no shellfish, totally can do it. Like, you will find recipes in the system. It's always fun for us to like put in and see how many we have. And if you feel like, we always try to add some too and make new recipes. I was actually just talking to a friend about, how do I make this pale, or how do I make this vegetarian? Because they're a vegetarian. And so how can I adapt this recipe to make it something that you would eat? And so we're talking about that. So we're always trying to make adaptations to recipes as well. So love that. But yes, you can Use multiple filters at a time. You can also filter, like you only want to see Instant Pot recipes, and you only want to see slow cooker recipes. You only want to see dump and go recipes. Like, the sky's the limit. All right, I have an Instant Pot that has gone off, and I have to figure out which one it is. So hold on just a second. Oh. Ah, it's my rice. Okay, so now that my rice is done, let's look on the recipe sheet and see what it says. Natural release and pressure for 10 minutes. All right, we got 7 more minutes. When we're 7 minutes up, I'm going to stir in the mango and the salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna let it cool, or I'm gonna add it to this. So we have a few more minutes to answer questions about the once a month meal system. I'm happy I could bring the computer over here too and look stuff up for you, but I would rather you explore, because that's one of the things that we love about the free membership, is giving you access to the software so that you can see what is available to you. You won't see how to cook it or get the proprietary resource, but you will get to see it if it is something that will be functional for your family. All right, what else? What else is everybody up to? Questions that you have. I am in the middle of making some single serving meals for myself. I have made beef stroganoff on a previous day. I am currently making paleo mango chicken per Angel's, a member's recommendation. And I am pairing it with a very not paleo Instant Pot coconut rice. I have substituted the mango for, it's supposed to have pineapple and pecans. I have substituted mango and pecans. And, potato corn chowder. It's a soup. Kind of like a springy soup. Like, I wanted a light soup, but didn't want a heavy soup. But we're in that in-between time. Spring is a great time to, this is a great thing to talk about, I guess. Spring's a great time to actually meal prep. Because did you know that you could freeze ahead items to grill? Imagine this. You have grill recipes in your refrigerator, you defrost them, you get home, and you get to grill out right that night. It's already marinated, it's already ready to go, and you don't have to spend your evening in the kitchen. You could actually spend it out enjoying the nice weather, or taking a longer stroll before dinner or after dinner. You could enjoy the weather as it. So I choose days now. Today is beautiful outside, so usually I choose the rainy days to cook and be in the kitchen so that I can enjoy the other days outside. So that's one of the reasons I freezer cook. But a lot of times people really gravitate to freezer cooking in the fall and the winter with the comfort foods, and they forget that there's so many freezer recipes that are perfect for spring. They are perfect for grilling. And once a month meals, if you go to the link in either of our bios, so when you finish here and you go to our bio, you're going to see a links page, and on that links page you're going to see highlighted what featured meal plans we have in the OHM system that are geared to spring. In addition to the 13,500 recipes that we have, we also have 1,200, yes, you heard that right, 1,200 meal plans that you could choose from. Some of them are 15 recipes that double to 30 meals, so a month's worth. Do not start with that, please, 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 please. Or there are mini ones, which are 5 recipes that double to 10 meals, so about 2 weeks worth of meals. That's where we want you to start. But they're pre-made meal plans for diabetes friendly, all of those kind of things that you could actually grab and go. So you could grab that meal plan and plan to do it. Look at the recipes, make sure that they're right for you. Those meal plans are all of them are geared for maximum efficiency and pairings of ingredients and things like that. That's how we built those meal plans. But we also built them by season. So you'll see a season attached to that. So even if you're in Australia, so Australia, our Australia members, and we have quite a few Australia members, our Southern Hemisphere folks they're entering fall. And so they could look up fall meal plans. And the reason we do that is because those meal plans are geared to the seasonal produce that is going to be in season, not just repetitive, in season produce, and grocery sales. We have studied the grocery sale cycles. We know what things are going to be on sale in the spring. It's frozen food month. We're getting into condiments. We're getting into grilling. We're getting into all of those kind of things. That's different than what we see on sale in the fall, which is like back to school stuff and whatever. The produce that is popular and plentiful in the spring tends to be different than the fall. We see asparagus, we're starting to see strawberries, we're starting to see rhubarb, we're starting to see all those kind of fruits and vegetables in season. And that helps us not only put nutrients into our meal plan, but also to access produce when it's at its lowest cost. So all of those things save you money and are things that we have considered. You can actually filter recipes by season too. So as you're filtering heart healthy, and you could do heart healthy and vegetarian and then put in spring, and it would give you a list of those. Do you have recipes for when we're sick, for instance, with a cold or flu? We do. Actually, we have a whole meal plan. There is I don't know, maybe Mindy, I think Mindy might have left. But if Mindy is still around, there is I don't know what we called it, but there is a blog post. If you go to the blog part and type meals for others or meals for illness, you will actually find a whole post on it and meal plans that we have done that are like bone broth and very nutrient dense for building immunity in your health. Can you vacuum seal the recipes? Yes, absolutely. You can vacuum seal the recipes. And I have in the past when the meat doesn't look good. I know it doesn't. I was told it was like a gray, and so in the comments section of Once a Month Meals, and so like if you've tried a recipe and you like it, or even if you don't like it, you can leave a comment on it. And there were several comments on this recipe that it did not look appetizing. The meat was gray, but that it was delicious. And so this is one where you have to get over the way it looks. And if you could smell it, you would not be offended by it, because it smells of cinnamon and nutmeg and coconut. Like, oh, it smells delicious. So I'm not worried about that. I will say at Once a Month Meals, it's not a gourmet, make your food look beautiful kind of site. When food gets frozen, it doesn't often come out. It's not for presentation purposes. It's not for winning the award for most beautiful dish brought to the carry-in. Not probably gonna happen. But what it will be is delicious, and it will be convenient, and it will be easy. So yeah, we're not looking to win awards in appearance. We are looking to win awards in convenience. All right. Humble lady, I see you. How are you doing? Once upon a time, many moons ago, we cooked together. All right, I'm waiting. Oh, my rice. I can release my rice now. So I'm going to go release the Instant Pot. Bring on the questions. I love it. While I'm waiting on that to release, I'm just gonna talk about this not-sponsored spoon, but it's amazing. Anybody have Dream Farm spoons? If you look at the spoon, I don't know if you can see it closely, angle. It's got measurements on it. So it's got like different measurements on it. And then of course it is kinked like this so that it can sit on a pot on your stove. How many times have you like had a spoon on your stove and then it like flips off or whatever? This one rests beautifully. It's brilliant. They have brilliant products. Whoa. This is so funny. I am not going to be able to mix this in this bowl, which is really funny because it's like cooked up to the top. But that's okay. So I will just mix it in this bowl. Trying to keep myself from getting a steam burn here. All right, so this now gets pecans, and it was supposed to have pineapple, but I have substituted the pineapple for mango because I want more of the mango flavor to be brought out in the when I'm eating the chicken. So I just bought frozen mango chunks to save myself from having to cut up mangoes because it's not my favorite thing to do. And even this bowl, I'm like, I needed a bigger bowl. All right. Calls for putting the pecans in on serving day, but I think I'm gonna just add them today because I'm pretty sure I've added them before today. Hello, new to you from Washington State. Well, welcome. It's great to have you. Are you doing your own meal prep today? Thanks, I didn't burn myself. It's like I'm skilled at this or something. But yeah, didn't quite go as I thought it was gonna go. Hello, I love seeing all the people that are coming in. I am making a mango pecan rice and it was cooked the rice was cooked in coconut milk. So it's a very kind of like Caribbean type recipe. I love that influence. And it feels very spring-like to me. It will feel very light, and not heavy. Like we were just talking about making spring meal plans, seasonal to the produce. So, do you all meal plan? Do you freeze or cook? Sorry, there she is. I did get your handle right. So if you're on TikTok, if you're not on TikTok, you don't have to go over there. I think she's the same on Instagram, but Angel's Ariel. Haha, I literally have leftover produce and herbs in the oven right now. Leftovers from meal prep day. You know what, I froze, I did a video on how to freeze the extra cilantro that I have, and Angel is over here on TikTok. She is the one that actually recommended, Angel, I'm making the paleo mango chicken right now, but making it with a very not paleo rice because I'm not actually paleo. That's one of the things I love too about the once a month meal system. I think, this has been the case for me. I have tried many different, for various reasons, several different dietary types. And so there was a period of my life when I did paleo or I did a Whole30. In fact, I don't know to this day if I would have figured out that I was allergic to red chili pepper if I had not done that. And once a month meals, because we have all of these different recipe types in the system, lends it to the fact that you can do that and you can try new recipes. And I have had so many cases like this recipe where paleo is no grains, no sugar, no non-natural sugar. So there's like maple syrup in this recipe, but so I don't know, like I love when I find a recipe that's really nutritionally balanced. Maybe it's a vegetarian recipe, maybe it's a paleo recipe, and that I choose it because it looks good, and then I realize how nutritionally balanced it is. Or I've tried paleo. We've had customers who said, I didn't think I would like paleo, but I love this recipe. And so that's what's the beautiful thing about once a month meals too, is if you want to try out, you're like, keto sound a little interesting to me. I think I might like to try like a recipe or two. You can just add that into your meal plan because you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose before. You get access to everything when you're a member. And so you can mix and match. But Angel is the one who recommended this recipe to me, and I have actually never tried it. All right, I'm gonna mix these pecans in, but I just noticed that my taco soup that is supposed to be frozen is still sitting here. And if I don't put it back in the freezer, it's gonna thaw. And I don't want it to thaw. I also want to, because it sounds like the soup is done. It's supposed to be quick released, so I'm gonna go start that quick releasing. I was looking at, can you even hear me? I like have to talk over the, all right, I think these are ready. I feel like all the pecans are on one side. All right. Each of these sides is 1 cup. Now, I get it. This doesn't look pretty, but let's do it. So this is my dinner tonight. It doesn't really look so pretty right now, but and I don't want to put it on right now because it wouldn't cold when I put it on there, but it's gonna have that mango salsa on it. So that's what we're gonna get. All right, so it is paleo. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, it's a gray chicken. It is paleo mango chicken. So it is a marinated chicken and coconut milk and nutmeg and cinnamon. It's got a very Caribbean vibe to it. And then it's got mango, cilantro, red onion salsa that gets served on top after you reheat it when you're ready to eat it. I have made 6 of these, and then I made an Instant Pot coconut rice with pineapple and pecans, which is definitely not paleo, to go with it, and substituted mango instead of pineapple for to give it a more, like, just to bring out more of the mango, and because I wanted to try it, because I've made that rice before and I know it's really good and that I really like it, and I thought, it's an easy way to change it up. Great question. And apparently, according to Angel's Ariel, it is delicious. And there was a young woman asking on TikTok about easy meal prep ideas. Once a Month Meals is the website that is associated with Cook with Om, and we have over 13,000 recipes, 13,500 recipes that are all tested and created for the freezer and with instructions. And so there is, if you can't get ideas from going over there, and then you can also go to the blog, and there are posts around different kind of, so there's a whole post on 101 spring recipes, seasonal produce, seasonal sales that are perfect for this time of year, salmon, asparagus, like all kinds of stuff. And you can sort by less ingredients or less than 30 minutes cook time. There's just an endless amount. I would say I got a little bit more rice than I expected to get. So I'm going to have extra portions of mango pecan rice. But that's not a problem because I also can just eat this as a side and grill some chicken one night. So I'm not sad about that because this rice is amazing. All right, so there's those 6 meals. I need to remove some of the hot liquid and mix cornstarch and add it back to the pot. So excuse me while I go off camera. Talk amongst yourself. Ask some questions. I'll be right back to answer them. So unfortunately you won't be able to see this because I'm out of glass bowls, but it tells me to take this and add 2 2/3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Anybody else own these measuring spoons? If you know, you know. They're double-sided, so one side is for dry goods and the other side is for liquid. Did you know that they're different measurements? And they're magnetic and they all cling to each other, which is amazing, so they don't get lost. So to the corn chowder, I took some of the broth out of the heated corn chowder. I've added in, should have got a whisk, cornstarch, and I'm going to make sure that the cornstarch gets incorporated into the liquid before I put it back in. And then I'm supposed to add 4 cups of half and half and a cup of cheddar cheese. Does that not sound delicious? It's a potato corn chowder, so it's potatoes, corn, vegetable. Vegetable broth. Angel, do you have classes today? Or are you... It's like so hot. My cornstarch is coffee. So I'm almost done. As soon as I get these last ingredients in this corn chowder and get it sauteing, because it needs to saute. I don't know that it needs to saute very long. Then I'll start portioning it out into containers as well. I don't like not being on camera. All right. No, I don't work on Sundays. Studio's closed today. Awesome. Gonna need some more half and half for my coffee. Grocery store. All right. So I needed that. Oh my gosh. And then it calls for a cup of cheese. And do you think I'm going to measure this? Because if I get more cheese, it's not a bad thing. I probably put in 2 cups. See that? I might need more. Let's see if that melts without being on saute. If you want a little bit more cheese, you can also add it when you heat it up. All right, let's put lids on these. Get them ready for the freezer because they're nice and cooled off. There's no greater satisfaction than the picture or the video when these are finalized and they're all like stacked here. So amazing. Oops. Questions, comments, thoughts, meal prep? If you go to our feed, you'll see the video that Angel made on her favorites. If you're looking for ideas, some of my favorites in the system are tangy beef stroganoff. I just made that again. Baked chicken fajitas. What else do I love? There's so many. Johnny Marzetti. It's like a beef sauce over cheese noodles. Chicken parm. There's a couple grill, the ranch, the buttermilk ranch chicken. So good. We have that recipe for the grill, for the Instant Pot, for the slow cooker. What's great is that a lot of the grill recipes, there's like a lot of like what we call 2-in-1. So it's like you could make it and freeze it for the grill, but let's say it's raining that day that you decided you've thawed it you could still put it in your slow cooker instead and just cook it that way so that it's not going to waste and you don't have to be out in the torrential downpour grilling. For this, I just use single serving, this recipe I just use single serving bowls. A soup, so I love freezer cooking for portion control too. For those of you who are like, oh gosh, I've been overeating or whatever, like I just, maybe you eat and you just feel a little uncomfortable afterwards and that's not good. Well, or you're on a like diabetic friendly diet or whatever, you can portion control. And when it's frozen, like it's, you know, like it's done in 1 serving portions. So if you're feeling like getting another one, it's a little bit harder to get, you know, you can't just go to the stove and pick up another serving, right? Again, I'm going to let these cool before I put the lids on them and stack them. So you probably won't be around for that part of it because that's how you get freezer burn, is by putting lids on steaming containers, and then that condensation creates freezer burn. My freezer meals at home are way better. Oh wait, I'm gonna look at this. Recipes. Orange rosemary salmon. Oh my gosh, that sounds good. One of my favorite things about Ohm is the recipes are really good. I don't eat out anymore because my freezer meals at home are way better. I eat really well for way less money. I love that, Angel. Like, thank you for sharing that. Like, I do too. We did a whole series. We did a series on restaurant desperation. All the money that we leak in just like last minute meals to go out to eat. It's one thing if you're choosing to go out to eat, but when you know you can make something tastier, gear to your own dietary stuff at home, there's just a sense of satisfaction there, right? And you're controlling the ingredients that are going into it. And again, it's so much less expensive. If you don't save $15 a month, I would be very surprised. Like, easily save that and more, either by not eating out or just not letting food go to waste in your refrigerator or freezer. Looks like I'm gonna get 7 of these. I'm not sad about that. And what's nice is that once you start doing this on the regular, I'm reusing these containers. Like I can't even tell you how many times I've reused these different containers. And if you want to go to less plastic and use glass, you can do that too. There's just a lot of benefits to it. So like, yes, there may be output of the first time I had to buy these containers, but I've used them for months and months. I've had these for well over a year. Whoops. Did you guys get splashed? Like, there's not quite enough for one more. But I'm running out of room because you do need to leave headspace. You need to leave headspace is the space between where the food is and the lid. And there needs to be some, because this is going to expand. As it freezes, water expands. And so you don't want the lid popping off. So you gotta be careful of that. All right. I think that does it, really. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to put this on camera because I don't want to, I mean, I guess I could put a lid on these and then take them back off, but this is what I've made today on camera. I feel like one of these tells me how long I've been on. Maybe not. Hey, Alex, it's so good to see you. Lots of friends stopping in today. That's always fun. It's 4:42. It's 4:42. Does anybody know what time I started? David, do you know what time I started? Maybe around 3. I've maybe been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I've been talking in between. There's been some passive cooking going on, and I have 6, 12, 13 meals. 13 again. Of course I have 13. I also made 13 beef stroganoffs the other day, so now I have 26 single serving meals that I just, when I get hungry, like I don't eat these every day. Like I sometimes will eat what my kids are eating. I sometimes will go out to dinner with friends or whatever, but for the most part, I have 26 meals to choose from, and I have a variety of 3 here. And then for my last cooking day, I still have some recipes left over of chicken fajitas, avocado, Johnny Marzetti's, and oh, I have egg roll in a bowl. Love me some egg roll in a bowl. So, okay, confirmed. I've been on for about an hour and a half. I made 26 meals for myself in an hour and a half on camera talking to you. It would have been quicker and easier to not be on camera with you, but that's okay. I enjoyed having you with me, and you can do that too, like whether it's an hour or 2, and that's what Once a Month Meals wants to help you do. We want to help you save time, we want to help you save money, and to eat well. We have to nourish our bodies, we have to eat. It's the one thing we have to do every day. We don't have a choice. So how you want to eat, how you want to tackle that. If you enjoy thinking of what's for dinner every night and cooking it, this isn't for you. But if you ever are like, ugh, I don't want to have to figure out what's for dinner again and figure out the groceries and all of that kind of stuff, then Once a Month Meals might be the solution you're looking for. And you can see whether that's true by going to the link in our bio, checking out a free membership account. You don't even have to put in a credit card. I want you to look around the system and see if it's going to work, if there's recipes that sound like they light you up and would be a recipe that you would like to eat. If that is the case, then I encourage you to go ahead with a paid membership, but only then. But it is a lifesaver for me. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm just a party of one for most of the time. But when I had a family that I cooked for on the regular, and now as a single person, like it's just, I can't imagine. First of all, I don't like dishes. We talk about this all the time. I hate dishes. This saves me dishes. I have dishes today, but I won't have dishes for the rest of the week because all I'll have is these single serving containers. Alex, I'm hungry now. Good. Actually, Alex is vegetarian too. I've been talking about how to make recipes more vegetarian, so yeah, that's cool. It's good to see you. Alex is over on TikTok, Spirit Guide Apothecary. I'm a big fan of all of his work and his Spirit Guide candles. I own almost all of them, or will own almost all of them very soon. Big supporter of those of you who are in small business. If you're on TikTok, Angel's Ariel, please follow her. We need to get her to 1,000 so that she and I can do some cooking live or pole dancing live, either one. How cool would that be? Because I got a pole in the house. I could totally do it. Anyway, Candle Alex, yes, David, Candle Alex. Candle Alex is on TikTok. David's on Instagram. I love it. I've got like all the love coming from everywhere. And Candle Alex is vegetarian, David. Yes. Yes, Angel, we're gonna make that happen. I'm manifesting that right now into existence. So go follow Angel's Ariel, go follow and become a free OMA member. The link's in our bio. I think I'm done for the day. I'm going to put a lid on it and take a nice picture, and then I'm going to go and I think I'm gonna go enjoy the sunshine. Yeah, I think I have time to do a little walk before the sun goes down. So thank you so much for all of the love and joining us. I know, David, you can't see his comments, but But yeah, I'll connect you if you guys aren't connected. At any rate, so much love to all of you. Thank you for specifically my friends too that are showing up. I really appreciate you and you following me on as well on my as much as you do on my personal site. That means a lot to me. So thank you so much. I will see you soon.